תיקו 2, וזה כמובן לא הספיק לה. לעת עתה ריאל מדריד שולטת בכיפה.
Without much television, we were only hearing for the first time about players like Di Stefano and Hento and Puskás, and it was just magical if you were a footballer. You know, the excitement of actually playing against all these new foreign systems and foreign players.
אך כעבור שנה, התינוקות של בזבי כבר היו בוגרים ובשלים. תיקו 3 נגד הכוכב האדום בלגרד העלה אותם לחצי הגמר, אך בדרך הביתה אסון כבד פגע בהם.
Done with the free kick. Up goes Best. He's scored. Best has got a goal for Manchester United. Here comes Best again. What a player this boy is. He's got another. What a player. This is Law. To Hurd. And it's Canelli. It's another one. This is going to be a rout.
5-1 לזכות מנצ'סטר, אבל בחצי הגמר היא הפסידה לפרטיזן בלגרד, ושוב החלום נמוג.
Down the tunnel, I always remember being behind a couple of Real Madrid players, and it was as though the match was over for them. You know, they were strutting. I can't say anything more than that, but they were strutting. They were all, you know, waving to the crowd, you know, and I thought, well, you know, there's still a lot of work to be done yet, you know, 45 minutes.
מנצ'סטר יונייטד גילתה יכולת התאוששות מדהימה שמעטות כמוה בתולדות הכדורגל האירופי. היא השוותה ל-3-3 עם שער של דיוויד סאדלר.
And suddenly with about 20 minutes to go, we're thinking, hey, you know, we could win this. And George Best took the ball on the far side of the field, and suddenly we're in front, you know, and the dream's alive again. And I couldn't believe that it was Bill Phillips. And eventually they blew the whistle, and I collapsed. I couldn't believe it. I thought, we've come back from the dead, really. And I thought, well, it's ours. You know, I don't care who we play in the final. I said, we beat them. We'll beat them. It's meant that we've got to win the European Cup this year.
ואין מקום טוב יותר לזכות בגביע מאשר בוומבלי, ועוד יותר טוב עם היריבה היא בנפיקה. וזה היה הגמר הרביעי בתולדותיה כשבשורותיה שיחק אוסביו הגדול.
The man on whom the real burden rests, Matt Busby, has lived 11 dedicated years for this moment. Surely the prize couldn't elude him now.
David Sadler picked the ball up on the left-hand side of the field to cross it, and I knew he was going to cross it, so I went to the near post. So I didn't score many headers, but that was probably most important. So we were off then and thought we were going to do it.
Centre-half Bill Fowkes as Benfica advance. A centre from Torres and Gracia equalises.
Alex Stephanie made the most unbelievable save from Eusebio, which, as it turns out, was about a minute or two from the end. And then we were forced into extra time, which had surprised me a bit because I thought we would beat them. But extra time held no fears for me.
Here's the sequence that writes their golden chapter in the records. 3 goals in 8 minutes. Number 1, Best takes his time before driving it home. Charlton's kick swings across for Kidd to head and score on the rebound. Three goals to 1. United have got it made.
And within a few minutes, I picked the ball up, knocked it out to Brian Kidd. He's going down the touchline, and it's me, Jimmy Murphy. It's to get to the near post.
But there's still another, and it's number 2 for Bobby Charlton.
4-1. And that was the first half of extra time.
That's how history is made.
Everybody makes for Matt Busby, you know, because now all the problems that they've had in the past were finished. He'd achieved his goal and won the European Cup. And everybody was making for him, you know, and I was a bit worried about him because they were pushing him, pulling him, and one thing and another. And then we went upstairs, got the trophy, which was very heavy because we were very tired.
That was my greatest night. There is no question about that. I had lived for it for a long time. And it had evaded me 2 or 3 times when I thought we could have won it and should have won it.